Get ready to get in the game. Stretch, strengthen, live, and thrive. You can be a winning athlete in the game of life. It's the Peel Appeal with author and corrective exercise specialist Matt Peel.
Hey, this is Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. How are you today? What's going on in your world? I hope you're having a great day because I'm about to make it even better than you ever did before. Why? Because we're going to talk about something that might be near and dear to your heart. A lot of people have cancer. A lot of people have survived cancer. But what are some alternatives to helping you thrive after cancer? Besides the standard Western medicine, there are some other unique ways that my guest has traveled around the world to learn about to help him improve his life. And by hopefully today, after listening, you'll be able to use some of his ways that are a little different than Western medicine to help you not just live, but thrive where you are, even if you don't have cancer. Because that's really the best thing about it is these are ways that you can do it naturally without medication, without prescriptions, so you can be the best that you can be where you are right here, right now. So, very happy to introduce to you. He's coming to me today from New York City. I am down here in the New Orleans area. But I'd like to introduce, first of all, Bogdan Chugunov, founder, owner of Be Magic USA. Welcome today. How are you? What's going on up there in New York City?
Thank you very much, Matt, for inviting me. Weather is good, sunny, 41, and today is January. So I try to educate, I try to share my own experience based on forces of nature, how to escape from gastric cancer, which I have an experience with.
You do?
I stay in remission for 18 years now. My tumor was surgically removed in 2005 in local hospital. And what I found, Matt, is not pleasant fact that Western medicine doesn't provide any after surgery support. I'm not talking about that they get out of hospital bed for you for the next time after surgery. I'm talking about a remission.
Right.
So preventive medicine in American language reads to come to us as many times as possible for checkup, to catch cancer development. And a brief introduction what cancer is. Cancerous cells in our body, that's our own cells. They
Correct.
are only mutated.
Correct.
That's actually why our body understands them as our native residents and they don't fight with cancer. That's actually how cancer become developed in our body, because it's not alien, that's our own cells. That's make extremely hard to ignite our defender, our savior, our immune system. That's why I try to take my fate into my own hands. I borrowed all available money from my family, recently immigrated to United States, and I flew around the globe with my investigative skills. I try to identify those people who have close to zero mortality rate caused by gastric or colon cancer. That's how I found New Zealand, Brazil, certain area of Turkey, certain area of Russian Siberia, and I live over there, not like a tourist, like a resident. And I talk to local people, and I learn what they eat, what they do, how they consume, and what they consume. That's how I found Maori people from New Zealand that for many centuries had no idea that white sugar does exist. They used honey as a sweetener. They call it Manuka honey.
Hmm.
Later, in 2006, German professors, Dr. Haley, discovered why Manuka honey carries such immune supporting property, and he has identified dietary methylglyoxal as the major component, main ingredient to such activity. They call it non-peroxide activity in Manuka honey. That's why I decided to help myself as well to help all people who know about their family history and they want to exploit prevention medicine.
Right.
On this point, it should be great to touch American English understanding of preventive medicine because what I learned, many people have no understanding of that. Angelina Jolie made something preventive based on my understanding. Many people know what she did to her body. She did something to prevent cancer development because she has a family history for motherline. My grandmom died from cancer. My grandmom died from cancer. My mom died from cancer. And unfortunately, I am like my mom. That's why I think I know about my exit scenario. Let me call it like that.
Right.
That's
Right.
why, at the same time, I live in the United States of America, which is a great country, and it should be absolutely waste to die in 73. That's a maximum age my family line reached.
Mhm.
Nobody lived more than 73, but here I have my grandkids, and I promise them to present on their weddings at least. So I need extra 20 years at least.
At
That's
least.
why I put in gear such things as Manuka honey, bee propolis extract, shilajit, and Siberian cedar sap oil resin. I know several another Mother Nature remedies that can assist people to stay above the ground, consuming such product daily and discipline. But unfortunately, I don't have enough money to register such product, to manufacture them in form of dietary supplement, and to bring it to United States. I like to tell you, my dear friends, I don't trust American manufacturers that produce supplements in form of capsules, pills, or tablets. I am not in favor of purified synthetic things like vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin C. My philosophy based on assumption that our body is a best doctor,
Right.
best individual doctor.
Right. So it's
Regardless,
hard
yeah.
it's hard to go into, and we're not going to do that today. We're not going to go into manufacturing processes, and
Okay.
because you're right. Right there, that's a whole nother episode of pros and cons of how things are made in the USA and what is regulated, what is not regulated, why is it regulated, why is not regulated. So, but you brought up a lot of good points, and that's the difference between Western medicine, um, homeopathic remedies like Why does insurance not talk about preventative care as much? Why do they not cover preventative care as much? What do doctors actually get, like you talked about? And I have medical professionals as clients. And so they tell me how much education they get in our medical schools on preventative medicine, on healthy lifestyle, on what does exercise do, on what does nutrition do, on things that you're talking about. And it's very little. They're taught how to operate, anatomy and physiology, how to prescribe drugs, and how to treat these things, but not how do you prevent them. And I think that's a very important point you're bringing up. You went through cancer, horrific, got your tumor removed. So now that you've been through that, like you said, what's that next step? How do I now prevent myself from getting it again? Because you're right, it's your body. It's the cells in your body that attack each other that cause cancer, and then we can't defend that in our bodies, and then we have to treat it. So I think it's a great thing when we talk about Manuka honey. So give a little bit more detail on like what exactly does Manuka honey do for the body that people can use to help them prevent, because you're a big follower of that.
As I said, American medicine and American research facility do not like to invest a lot. They do not like to invest a penny in something that cannot be patented. Several people are already announced about that. And being an investor, unfortunately, I would do exactly the same. If I am not able to brand it, if I am not able to patent it, why should I invest in research? That's why all clinical trials with Manuka honey belong to foreign countries, to New Zealand, Australia, Germany, United Arab Emirates, Dubai. That's why when I try to convince American alternative medicine practitioners or professionals, they sincerely don't trust clinical trial performed overseas. I don't know why. I thought they belonged to one guild called medical doctors that's supposed to trust each other, but they don't. And
No, they don't at all.
Yeah, that's why I am lacking scientific information about a mechanism how Manuka honey work against cancer.
Mhm.
But I think for your audience should be interested to tell that not all Manuka honey is Manuka honey. Specifically
Why is that?
now in 2025, with almost all grocery store and all supermarkets nowadays carrying honey labeled Manuka honey. It's not a Manuka honey. It's probably a blend or a honey that been stored in one warehouse with Manuka honey, but not a Manuka honey at all. That's why it should be good to understand how to estimate Manuka honey potency. What is MGO? What is UMF? But it's a very short podcast we have, and there is no time to deep drill about such details. If your audience gonna be interested, ignite curiosity, you can invite me later to discuss about that.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately, you're right. With supplements are not regulated by the FDA. Right? Medication is regulated by the FDA. And obviously there's pros and cons to both of that. Let's take an example of pre-workout substances that people buy. And they look on the label and everything says a proprietary blend of a bunch of amino acids,
that's right.
caffeine, whatever else may be. It just says, I'm being facetious and sarcastic when I say this, 3,000 milligrams of proprietary blend of I'm going to light your butthole on fire and make you just Superman, Incredible Hulk all in one, right? What does that mean? Who the hell actually knows what that means? but damn, it looks good. So let me put that scoop in the water, shake it up, drink it, and now my skin's on fire, right? But there's nothing that regulates that to say, well, what are all these things? So when you talk about the Manuka honey, you're right. It's the same thing. It's on the label, Manuka honey, or some other things. But what does that exactly mean? And since there's nothing kind of regulating things like that on supplements, it's hard for us as Americans, with our federal laws here, to really figure out how pure is this? How good is this? I don't know. And to go into that would just be a lot of conjecture of the pros and cons of why on it. But I think it's important, like you said, so let's talk about, let's make sure we do have more natural remedies to help with preventive medicine, which is lifestyle. What are we eating? What are we not eating? How are we exercising? Are we not exercising? Those are ways that we can prevent diseases from coming up. And that's what I brought you on the show, is because you have a little bit of a different angle with a different product I've never heard of, which is pretty fantastic, in this Manuka honey and some of these other ingredients. So as we kind of wrap up a little bit here, talk about Be Magic USA, and what can people do to help support what you're doing to get this out in the marketplace more?
Thank you, Matt. And I think your listeners, your audience, should understand who Bogdan Chugunov is. Some people call me guinea pig. Some people call me orthodox naturopath. Some people call me Manuka honey guru. With some kind of sarcastic or humor, I do accept all of them. I'm really guinea pig because everything I do recommend people, I consume by myself for several years in different regiment, in different consumption protocols, in different time and in different amount. And now I collected certain information. I cannot call it a clinical trial report because I am only one, well, if not counting my wife and my relatives and my friends who sacrifice their health trying my product. But I do collect such information, what really helped to provide buoyancy for those people who unfortunately have cancer family history. I blend Manuka honey every day on my kitchen with bee propolis extract. I blend such blend with Siberian cedar sap oleoresin. I drink tea that I made with my own mushrooms called chaga and reishi. I collected them from my forest upstate New York. I am such a guy, I don't trust anybody. I trust myself. That's actually why I fly to New Zealand every time when they pack my badge. Why? Because a lot of packing facility in New Zealand currently owned by Chinese people. Nothing wrong with Chinese nation. They are hardworking people. The only problem I found, they carry different business philosophy.
Yes.
They can make easily 15 kilos of Manuka honey from 1 kilo of Manuka honey. And we Americans here, because of FDA doesn't control what kind of honey stay inside, gonna swallow that 15 kilo of Manuka honey that been diluted from 1 kilo of real Manuka honey. That's actually why I think brand name is extremely important, to understand that you're gonna buy and consume real Manuka honey, and real Manuka honey cannot be cheap. So that's actually a problem for Manuka honey industry now. It was degraded because a lot of hungry to money people would like to make some dollars on nothing, on water, on blending with another kind of honey. But coming back to cancer prevention tactic, strategy, I do recommend people to consume, specifically after 45, certain amount of bee propolis extract, not solution, not bee propolis coming from China. Bee propolis should be from specific countries because bees collect propolis from a certain flora, and I do prefer trees, not grass. That's why I think I am a bee propolis guru also, and I can suggest and recommend people amount of propolis. There are several kind of propolis do exist in our universe.
So
Green
how
propolis.
how can people reach out to you? How can people find this information and then get in touch with you to explore more about Manuka honey and the product that you have?
The best way is to go to www.bmagicusa.com and to click on Contact Us. With great unfortune, November 27, 2024, my YouTube channel been terminated. Without notices, they send me brief explanation that I have violated YouTube policy. I lost in translation. What does it mean? Did I publish porno? Did I publish child something?
Right.
Probably. I published something that going against Big Pharma statement that indeed people would stay healthy without their pills.
Right.
Just follow the protocol.
Yes, you're right. There's so much to talk about that specific topic also, because I agree with you. Like, what the hell did I do wrong? But anyways, okay. So people can go to bemagicusa.com, look up all the information on you, look up your contact information. Do you have any social medias that you want to share, or no, just go to bemagicusa?
Okay. That's actually one point to contact is our website. You know, on the bottom, you can see Instagram, Facebook. Recently, I registered X, which is former Twitter.
Are you on LinkedIn?
Of course, I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I try to publish every day 59 seconds video telling people not only what to consume, but how to consume. Because what I learned, 95% of customers made exactly the same mistake by swallowing Manuka honey or putting Manuka honey in tea or coffee. There are two big no-no. Manuka honey should not be blended with any liquid. Nothing wrong gonna happen, but you pay for disaccharide, which is white sugar, a tremendous amount of money, and that diluted Manuka honey bring nothing good to your health except additional amount of sugar.
Right.
Real Manuka honey, medicinal grade Manuka honey, must be dissolved in your mouth, applying sublingually. Yes, it takes several minutes to consume 1 teaspoon of Manuka honey. You should not put the entire teaspoon of Manuka honey in your mouth because it's really annoying. You should accept portions of them and to rotate with your tongue, and you can swallow the liquidish, which is absolutely empty. 3 major active ingredients: dietary methylglyoxal, dihydroxyacetone, and leptospirine absorbs in our bloodstream through saliva. That's what I try to deliver people, such knowledge, how to consume Manuka honey properly. And the same, unfortunately or fortunately, apply to bee propolis extract.
So I would suggest for everybody to go to your website, to your
Yes.
social media, learn specifically how to consume it the proper way. Again, that's Bee Magic USA, and Bogdan is Bogdan, and the last name Chugunov. So you can look him up either way on Bee Magic USA or with his name, and find out all the information that you want about Manuka honey, and get in touch with him, and he will help you out in every way that he can. So I appreciate you
Absolutely
being
for free.
yeah. So I appreciate you being on the show today, and maybe we'll schedule another interview another time and kind of explore some of this. But thank you for joining me today from New York City.
Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you.
All right. So I hope you learned something today about Manuka honey. I know I did. It was something I had no idea about before, and that's the nice thing about the Peel podcast, right? Is to hopefully bring you some new information to help you make the best decision for yourself, for where you're at right now as your athlete in your game of life. So go to Amazon.com and you can check out my book, and actually it's on audiobook. And who's the one talking in it? Me! That's right. I narrate my own story. What a concept. So if you like my voice, which hopefully you do, then you can listen to me read my book. It's pretty cool. So until next time, this is Matt Peel with the Peel Appeal podcast. I will chat with you later.
Are you ready to get in the game? Get personal help, sign up for our newsletter, and pick up your copy of Athlete in the Game of Life, the book, all at mattpeel.com. Thanks for listening.